Okay, let's talk about reinventing the very idea of a home. We're diving into this concept called Y House 2.0, and it's built around a pretty radical idea, what they call the sovereign household. So what exactly is that? Let's get into it.
And really, the whole thing kicks off with this one simple but really powerful question. What if your house could actually set you free? I mean, not just be a place to sleep, but a real launchpad for your own independence. That's a huge claim, right? So to understand it, we've got to look at the problem they think they're solving.
Okay, so what is this big problem? Well, the folks behind Y House call it the generational housing trap. And it's this idea that for a whole lot of people, the entire system is just broken. The dream of actually owning a home feels like it's slipping away, leading to this feeling of being stuck.
And look, they don't mince words about it. This quote is pretty intense. They're basically saying that the system has changed younger generations to permanent renting. And it's not just a personal problem, they argue this is actually dragging down the whole economy by stifling consumption. It's a pretty bleak picture.
So how did we even get here? Well, according to the source material, it's kind of a perfect storm, right? You've got these ridiculously stifling local building rules, hidden subsidies that just create more urban sprawl, and then you throw in some huge shifts in the global economy, and what do you get? A serious drop in living standards for a lot of people.
So with a picture that grim, you might think the solution is to, try and fix the system. But that's not what they're proposing at all. Instead, they're asking a much more radical question. What if you could just opt out? Is there a way out of this trap entirely?
And their answer to that question is what this is all about, the sovereign household. This is their vision, their proposed way out. And it's all built on a platform they call YHSUZ 2.0.
So what in the world is a sovereign household? Well, the most important thing to get is that it's not just a house, not even close. Think of it more like a high-tech ecosystem, a platform for living. It's flexible, it's designed for productivity and remote work, and yeah, even for producing your own food locally. And this is a really key point. They don't even talk about it like a traditional construction project. They call it a livable technology platform. It's more like a product or even a service. This isn't your grandpa's construction company, it's a totally different mindset.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does it actually work? Let's dive in and deconstruct this Y House platform a little bit.
Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Look at this list of features. It's not a list of building materials, right? It reads like the spec sheet for a new piece of tech. Off-grid is a must, not an option. Component construction, super low maintenance, and even integration with your EV truck and a greenhouse? This is something else entirely.
They make a really important distinction here between modular and component construction. And the best way to think about it is with Legos. Most modular homes are like big pre-built Lego sections that you just click together. Component construction is like getting the individual bricks. You build it from the ground up on site, which means it's way, way more flexible and you can adapt it to pretty much whatever you need.
And a huge piece of this puzzle is what they call nano-infrastructure. Basically, instead of hiding all the plumbing and electrical wires in the walls, they're exposed in these kind of stylish conduits. And it's not just for looks. The whole point is to make everything super accessible, which is absolutely crucial for making the house truly off-grid and easy to fix or upgrade yourself.
And I have to stop and really emphasize this point, because they are crystal clear about it in the source material. Being off-grid is not some add-on package. It's not an option. It is the whole point. It's the central, non-negotiable feature that the entire idea of a sovereign household is built on. Okay, so this is where the vision gets big, like really big. It goes way beyond just building a cool, self-sufficient house. They actually scale this idea all the way up and make some pretty wild claims about how it could impact things on a global scale.
I mean, check this out. This is a direct quote from their pitch. They're saying this isn't just about a better lifestyle. They're positioning this as a prerequisite for the USA's global competitiveness. That is a massive, massive claim linking a housing concept directly to national power.
And there's a strong philosophical angle here, too. They frame this whole off-grid lifestyle as a way to escape imperial surveillance capitalism. Whoa, that's a mouthful. But what they're getting at is this idea of breaking free from big systems that track your data and influence your choices. This house becomes a tool to reclaim your own personal sovereignty.
So you're probably wondering, how do you get from one house to global competitiveness? Well, the logic they present is all bottoms up.
It's not about some grand top-down government plan. The idea is that when you have millions of individuals who are more productive, healthier, and more independent, that collective strength builds up the nation from the ground up. It's a grassroots vision of national strength.
All right, so we've looked at the problem they've laid out, this radical solution they're proposing, and the incredibly high stakes they attach to it. It's a lot to think about, for sure.
And it all kind of boils down to this one big question, doesn't it? Is this sovereign household concept the actual future of living, or is it just a really cool sci-fi fantasy? The pitch deck definitely makes a compelling case. It suggests that if you really want to change the world, maybe, just maybe, you need to start by completely rethinking your home. What do you think? Thanks for tuning in.